How's it, everybody? Good to be with you once again. Ashley Reeve here. This is our TD Markets Academy podcast. We are on season 3, episode 2. It's good to be with you guys. I got Teppo with me, my brother.
Sir. It's good things? To be back. With yourself, man.
I'm very well. I'm very well. Thank you, man.
Snap. My mic is falling, but it's all good.
It's all good. It's just a bit of a technical glitch there. In the meantime, whilst he's on that, X, I like to call him X. It's Xander, everybody. He's our KI. Our key individual, one of them.
Yep.
And please, Xander, take it away.
Oh yeah, what's up, guys? Nice to be back. Haven't been on the streams for a while.
They know you.
Yeah, shit.
Speaking like a stranger, bro.
Yeah,
it's been so long, man. Like I miss you guys. Guys, we've got Lourens, joining us today from the podcast. Lourens, you want to do a brief introduction for us all today?
Hi guys, hope everyone's doing well. Haven't been on a podcast for a while, so I think let's get into it.
A little bit rusty.
Yeah, a little bit rusty.
I like what you said. Let's get into it. Not wasting time. Let's get into it. So Binance.
Binance. Won this hoodie with Binance. Got a big, nice present from Binance as well lately. I don't know if the guys saw it on social media. I think I'm the only person in South Africa that got that present from Binance.
Congrats.
How many people? We like 60 million in South Africa.
So I'm Lourens. I'm the founder of Woo Financials. I've been in the traditional industry for quite a while. Started in 2013. Started tied with Liberty. Built myself up there. Became independent in 2017 as a IFA, independent financial advisor. Also started dabbling in crypto. In the beginning, I was one of those guys that said to people, you know what, guys, just leave. There's a big scam.
You against it 100%.
When Bitcoin was sitting at $10.
Back then when we started, I think Ethereum was like $200 or something like that.
100, yeah.
And we bought some Ethereum, me and the guys, and we were joking about it. Then the end of 2018 or end of 2017, where that big crash happened, we sold off our Ethereum, and I keep that screenshot every time. I still have that screenshot. I post it on social media. Every time I want to sell my crypto, I look at that screenshot. I sold 3.5 Ethereum for just under 30,000 Rand back then. And if you look at the prices,
my word.
And to kicking yourself.
Hey man, I was thinking the same thing. You just spoke it.
I even bought Bitcoin. I even had half of a Bitcoin. So that half of Bitcoin was like, nah. And that's where I lost my trust in crypto. And that's why I said to guys, you know what? So in the beginning it was good, but it was the pump. And that was exactly what's going out there. So people are seeing the pump, they're seeing the prices go up, and that's when they want to jump into crypto. So everyone wants to be there for the good times. But as soon as the bad times come, the bear markets, everything, crypto is a scam. We don't want to be with crypto. And I was the exact same person. So what happened is when lockdown started, obviously a lot of companies took a beating. My business was also one of the businesses that took a beating. A lot of clients passed away. A lot of clients lost their jobs, things like that. So I had a lot of time to do research and study. So I went into blockchain and crypto, and I actually studied, and I was like, what's going on with this? Because it is lockdown. Everyone is taking a beating. All the markets are going down, but Bitcoin is pumping. Crypto is going up. What is going on? And I started doing a lot of research into crypto and Bitcoin. And that is actually where my eyes opened. I was like, sure, it is not the crypto that people need to talk about. It is the technology behind crypto and the blockchain, which people need to talk about. That is what we're actually looking for. Exchanges are just exchanges. It's a market. People buy crypto, people sell crypto, people buy stocks, people sell stocks. It's the same thing. That's just a market. But if you look at the technology behind blockchain, that is what we should acknowledge, and that is what we should be focusing on.
So why crypto and not commodities or forex? Why crypto?
So when I traded, I have a trading record. People can look at my trading record. I posted a lot of my returns on
beautiful
on LinkedIn and things like that. But for me I moved into the crypto space. Now, one of the reasons I moved into the crypto space, and this is where a lot of brokers, they don't like to hear it. It's the what do you call it? The spread. The spread. Now on crypto, when you do futures, there's no spread. It's and the spread on crypto is very high. I don't know if you guys noticed. So obviously on Bitcoin and Ethereum, your bigger markets, the spread is not that high. It's manageable.
Yes.
But if you go to your tokens or your coins, which are not that familiar, your spread is quite big. And to make up that spread, you know, for me, that only trades crypto, it's not viable. It doesn't make sense to me. But that is from my perspective. But remember, I only trade crypto because what I said is I can't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. So I either need to choose the way that I see it. I either go into stocks, either go into commodities, either go into crypto, whatever, but choose something and stay with it. And then the other mistake people do is they go into crypto, they want to trade all crypto. Listen, guys, there's 23,000 cryptos out there. Half of the stuff is rug pools. I don't know how many crypto are there, but you can't trade every single crypto. You need to choose what you want to trade, stick with it, and trade that. And that is basically why I'm in crypto. But we're going to touch on that a little bit later with TD markets. Why are we doing TD markets? And then people will see, you know, from our perspective, why we added that, the difference between commodities and your Forex and your crypto trading.
Just on that spread, quite similar to FX, major pairs, minor pairs, exotic pairs. Exotic pairs spreads are also going to be, you know, really high versus your majors and your minors. So there's definitely similarities there.
All down to the liquidity.
Liquidity. There we go.
Speaking of like the whole crypto side, like recently we saw crypto was actually recognized and acknowledged as a financial asset by the FSCA. How do you see that impact being on a consumer, on the exchange? How does that influence the market as a whole?
Okay. So what a lot of people outside don't understand is it is like Zander said, it's a financial asset, a digital asset. It is not a currency or a tender for a currency at the moment. That's why there's still regulation coming in. We're going to see, you know, where it goes. I know there's a few countries, one that I know of is El Salvador, that basically took Bitcoin as a currency tender to their country. And apparently they're doing quite well at the moment. But where I see regulation currently is, I see it as the starting point, because where do we have regulation in Africa? So a lot of people say, yes, there's already regulation in Africa. We have regulation in Nigeria. For me to say you have regulation in Nigeria, who is the regulators there? The SEC. You know, how does that work? For me is, I'm just going to take a step back on that. That's not really the way how I see their regulators or whatever they're doing there. I'm looking at it from perspective here from South Africa. Regulations are finally getting into South Africa. And this is a starting point for Africa getting into cryptocurrency. Because if you look at all your functions here in Sandton, Cape Town, it's a lot of people from Africa coming to South Africa for looking for liquidity, looking for partners. I mean, this is where everything is currently going to happen and branch out to Africa. And this is what we're focusing on. And that's also one of the reasons I'm with TD Markets, is because we're focusing on Africa. We don't want to focus that the world is not our main focus. We want to focus on Africa. The big exchanges, they already have Europe. They already have all of those countries. But Africa does not work the same as the rest of the world. It doesn't. And that's why we want to focus on Africa. And not just on Africa, but how can we make Africa better with this technology? That's what we want.
Got you. For all the guys that are tuning in now, we are sitting with Lourens. We're having a fantastic conversation about cryptocurrency. We did mention to you guys quite a bit sometime that we will definitely have different guests on that will give us some more content for you. You really got me going on the technology part.
Yeah, I was about to raise it as well.
You know, the benefits of the technology being blockchain in this specific instance. You maybe want to just chat to the guys about that. Yeah.
Look, I'll give you a simple example. Okay, and this is an example I always use. And a lot of people understand it a bit more when I use this example, because if I start talking about blocks and hashes and ledgers, that's where I lose people. People don't understand it. And I think that's the biggest issue with cryptocurrency. People start getting too technical. When they're too technical and people lose interest, and that's where when I speak to people, they say, look, it's too complicated. I'll rather just stick with fiat. Fiat, by the way, is your normal money.
Yeah.
So that's where we're starting to lose people. So the easiest way to explain it is I use the IEC as a example. So let's work on the national voting system. So how do you currently vote? You register to vote, then you basically go, you fill in your ballot, and there's your vote. Then it goes off, they need to count it, it's all done manually, there's human error, ballots go missing, there's a lot of corruption going on. No one really actually knows, is the elections legit or not? Okay, but now let's put it on the blockchain. How are you going to manipulate the blockchain? If it's on the blockchain, it's live. So as people vote, you can see the live votes. It cannot be edited on the blockchain. So blockchain is there for transparency. Where if we have the transparency, that's where I go back into Africa, where blockchain will work in Africa. Because if you look at Africa as a whole, what's happened to Africa, what is one of Africa's biggest downfalls is corruption. And if we can bring in blockchain and we can bring in transparency into the governments and we can bring transparency into the countries and everyone actually knows what's going on and we can stop that corruption, I don't see how Africa cannot be a first world country, because we're sitting with all the resources, we're sitting with everything, and the other people are taking it, but we have a layer where it's going missing, and we need to fix that layer. And by fixing that layer, we need a technology to fix it, and that's where I see blockchain coming in to fix that layer.
So, I mean, the benefits, it's transparent. By the way, TD Markets
And diversity.
trading derivatives with transparency and diversity, just so you guys know. So there's transparency, it can't be edited. It's automated. All right.
It's cheap. I mean, now let's look at transfers overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did a transfer overseas a while ago where I had to pay our KYC partners. I had to do it in two payments. And the two payments I did, just the transfer fee, they charged me about 1,500, 1,700 just to transfer the money. Now I can transfer it in a let's say in a crypto. Some cryptos, what example am I going to use? I'm not going to use Bitcoin. Bitcoin sometimes is not that cheap unless you're using the Lightning Network, which is out now.
Tether, maybe?
Yeah, Tether. It depends on what network you send it on. But let's say it will be like $1 for that transaction. So I'll rather pay $1. It takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, client has the money. They can do it whatever they want to with their crypto from that side. Now here, you have to go through all the systems. You have to go through the bank. You have to pay these charges. They have to pay the other bank their charges. When you click again, half of your money is gone just on charges. And it takes forever to get there. So that's one of the other reasons also blockchain. There's a lot of reasons.
Kind of just giving us a nice summation.
It depends what you want to use it for.
Got you.
I mean, your company might not be the same as my company. So you would have another use for blockchain where I would use blockchain for something else. So that's the difference. And also you get different networks. You know, everyone has their own idea what they want on their network. Everyone wants to beat everyone with fees. Everyone wants to be quicker. And you know, those are where the networks come in. And the networks, they bring in some interesting concepts into the industry. And now I'll throw AI into that as well. Now it's really
pushing now, right?
Yeah, you know, so sorry, Alexander. You know, speaking of networks, I've got an experience where I bought in cryptos. We all know that Pick and Pay now allows cryptos, right? So
Vela as well, and Luna as well now.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm using an exchange called Exodus, right? I'm not sure if you guys know it. Exodus. So I had a bit of cryptos in there, not much, of course. And then I wanted to see if really Pick and Pay does allow crypto. Then I went there, but obviously, I need to first move it from Exodus to what they allow, right? Which is there's various. One of them is called Moon, MUUN, right? You transfer your crypto there, and then you can scan it on the till. And I found that convenient. It was easy, simple, convenient.
How long did it take you? Less than a minute.
Just a few seconds. Done. Because just like you scan how you pay, right? You just move your cryptos, then you put your phone there, done, it's done. So just quickly. So that method of payment there, I think that's where the world is going to now.
What about the administration before that now? Because remember you mentioned you need to move the funds from this area to that area. That administration process there, was it long? Because I mean the payment is quick. It's a scan, right? Couple of seconds. But the administration there, so it was also
it's similar. So you just need to do your research and see what outlet like Pick and Pay accepts, right? It can't be any exchange, right? And then move your cryptos to that, which I did with mine, and then I just bought. Simple. So my thing there's the payment, how seamless it was, right? And I think that's where the world is going to right now. Definitely. Seamless payment,
there's something I quickly want to touch on because you mentioned it about the blockchain. Like, how has the blockchain evolved over the last couple of years? Because now, like, Ethereum went through a lot of upgrades. Like, how has the blockchain evolved from, say, 2017 up to date?
Sure. Okay.
That's a very good one there.
Simply, Lourens.
You know what? Can I maybe just add another time period there? Because that's actually a very good question. Like, maybe even from 2008. That's obviously
when people started mining.
You know, so like in summation, the evolution. That's a brilliant question. Just up until now, exactly. That's
yes. Look, there's been a lot of changes. So obviously we know everything started out with Bitcoin.
Yes.
The Bitcoin network came from there, and it took a while for people to actually realize, what Bitcoin is. I think it only started picking up 2010, 2011, thereabout. Look, I'm speaking under correction here. Back then, I wasn't even, I just finished school. I was still busy studying. So Bitcoin was very, very new to me. I only learned about Bitcoin, I think 2012, 2013.
Okay. My daughter was born 2012.
Mine wasn't.
And back then I wanted to buy a Bitcoin, and I spoke to someone and they said to me, listen, don't buy Bitcoin. It's they don't even know what it is.
I can imagine how cheap it was at the time.
Cheap, and the lack of understanding also says don't buy.
5,000 rand back then in rands. Okay. And the guy that I spoke to, funny enough, was my financial advisor.
So you must not go there.
Yeah.
Don't go
What
there.
a tour is there.
Said to me, no. Rather buy gold.
Okay, well, it's not. I mean,
commodity,
it's not a bad choice either. I mean,
yeah. But you see, the way that I see it is, okay, you buy gold. What do you do with the gold? Who holds the gold? Because now you're sitting with the exact same issue again. You buy gold with a bank. Do you have it? Does the bank actually?
You can always
really
go buy
gold?
Kruger Ranch, you know.
Kruger Ranch, store it. But I see your point. Though. I see your point.
Now you have the Kruger Ranch is sitting there in your, in your safe.
Yeah.
Someone comes in, they take it. There's, all your savings, everything gone.
Yeah.
Is the insurance going to pay out? Aren't they going to pay out? All of that stuff. But anyway, back to the question with evolving. So that's where it came from. Then Ethereum came out. That's where we got into Ethereum. And then when 2021, when I really started, with this lockdown, really going into crypto, that's actually where all the networks and things came out.
Yeah.
But now a lot of people don't understand the networks because they think in crypto. Even when I started, I didn't really know what is all this networks.
Yeah.
What are people talking about all these blockchains and all these networks? For me, everything is the same. If you want to send a Ethereum to let's say a Bitcoin network, you do it. But you can't do it. If you send it to the wrong network, it's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
But even, I don't know, when I started I sent USDT to the wrong network and I lost the USDT.
Unfortunately.
People don't know about the different networks and different blockchains. So when you start with that, you need to look at every blockchain, every network on its own, because everyone has their own function, what they want to do.
Gotcha.
That's why there's different speeds. I mean, if you look at Ethereum has one of the highest gas prices. I mean, when people transfer Ethereum, it costs a lot. Yes, now they did the whole proof of stake, and that's coming into process, but has it really made it a lot cheaper? Yeah, it's cheaper, but it's really not cheap compared to the other networks. And that is where it comes in. So the evolution of blockchain and networks, it is definitely there. It is very complicated. And that's why people need to take time to go in it and actually study the networks, and because you will get people that are die hard with the networks. So you'll get people Ethereum, they will only be with Ethereum. Everything else is a scam, that kind of thing. And I think that is basically the evolution of networks. It's just, and everyone is now basically starting a network. It's becoming so easy. So back in the day, not everyone could have started a blockchain or a network. Now you get AI, you get freelancers, whatever, you just pay them, they start your network, and that's how all the networks and blockchains are coming up now.
With regards to that evolution, right? I think there's, from what I'm understanding, there's two types of guys here. There's the more technical guys that understand the technology 100%. They know exactly what to do, where to look, how to put it into functionality. Then there's the guy on the street that, that's like, listen, I'm not 100% sure how to actually go about doing it. It's like there was this rush of information that came to your shore, and it's so filled, and now the dust needs to settle, and then everything needs to be revealed, because it's like you said, you have to look at the right exchange. If you don't, you can lose everything that you try to transfer. So based on that now, influx of information, people aren't as knowledgeable about it, for the lack of a better word, right? Into Africa continentally now, all right? Where do you see crypto continentally? And then maybe we bring it back to SA, or you can switch it. You can say SA and then go continentally. So you can choose which way you'd like to swing it.
So look, in South Africa and Africa, the way that I said the blockchain, so it's not always the crypto. It is more the blockchain technology coming in, putting businesses on blockchain, automating the systems, When you look at cryptocurrencies, that's more, some cryptocurrencies are like meme coins. There's literally no use behind them. Or people start, it's just the same process over and over. meme coin will have a decentralized exchange and work on their community. But that's not really what we want. We want to get crypto adoption out there and for people to understand the technology, how to use the technology and why the technology is there and what crypto is for. So for a stupid example, a lot of people will create a crypto token. So to start with, there's a difference between a crypto token and a coin.
Okay. All right.
Everyone always says coin. A coin is a native token to the network. Okay. Or a native coin to the network. A token is built on that network. Okay. So BNB is a coin to the Binance Smart Chain network. My token is a token to the network because it's built on the network.
Okay, so it doesn't necessarily belong to the network or to the institution.
Yeah, it doesn't belong. I just built on their network.
On their specific.
So that's how a lot of the networks work. So people will build on the networks.
Yes.
Okay. So a lot of people build a token and then they use that as funding for their company. Okay. So you want to start a new project. You don't have the funding for that project. What are you going to do? You're going to go to the bank. What's the bank going to say? What's your turnover? You don't have a turnover. You just want to start this business. So how must you start your business? Okay. So you can't go to the bank and get the loan, but you start your token, you build your community, you sell it off to the people, depending what the function is for your token. Like I said, there's so many functions and things out there. It might not even have a function. Like a lot of people have their meme tokens out there. Bring it in, helps the people to fund their business. They build their businesses, they create employment, and that's the starting of that process. So I cannot say what we're going to see in Africa, what's going to happen in South Africa. We now first need to start this process to see what's going to happen. We need to get crypto adoption out there to the people. But it's very difficult to get crypto adoption out to the people if we have scams, ongoing scams all the time, if people don't understand crypto. If there's people in the background going on, how bad crypto is, or if the institutions don't want to work with the exchanges like the banks, we need the banks to work with the exchanges so that we can get the crypto adoption out. So there's a lot of challenges that we're currently sitting with in South Africa and Africa to get the adoption out there, and also for all the exchanges to work together. I mean, that is a lot of people in the industry know me as the guy going out to try and get everyone to work together. I've spoken to most of the exchange owners here in South Africa and say, guys, before you can have market share or start taking over whatever you want to, let's first let's talk about crypto adoption. How are we going to get education out
firstly
to the public? And then let's start there. But I've noticed some exchanges want to work together, and some exchanges is, we're going to take the market share, that's it. And that's not the way to go, because we're now starting in this industry, and you can't have that attitude already starting in this industry. And you need to see who you're going to collab with and who you're going to work together with, and how we're going to push the education. Exactly the same reason I went with TD Markets is, you guys have education, we have education. Let's educate the public, because even though people don't know about cryptocurrencies, they might also not know about commodities. They might not know about forex. How does these things work? I mean, it's another platform out there for people to generate income if they know what they're doing, because a lot of people do lose their money with trading. But it is an option there. And how would you know about that platform if you don't understand the platform? And that's what we need to do. We need to get the education out there. And I can't do it myself. That's why I'm looking for collabs. That's why I'm talking to the people. I'm saying, listen, guys, let's work together. We don't have a lot of time because the other people are moving forward. Now, where the Western countries and things are now pulling away from crypto. I mean, Canada, I think Canada pulled out of crypto. I think Australia pulled out of crypto. This is giving us the opportunity to jump in now to be
market leaders.
Market leaders. What are we doing? We're still sitting. We're still planning regulation. We're still doing that. It's good where we are, but we need to move a bit quicker now.
Now, based on what you just said, right? It took us about from 2008 up until now, that's about 14, 15 years, if you think about it. From 2008 up until now, it's about 14, 15 years for us to get to this point where we can have a podcast chatting about crypto, and we're still behind in terms of education. So if we took about 15 years to get to this point from an African continental perspective in South Africa, do you think it will take another 15 years?
No. When you guys started, there wasn't AI. We have AI now. And I mean,
to be fair, there actually was. The thing is, it's just to touch on that specific subject as well, it's like, there's a lot of the adaptations of different things and how people utilize it takes so much longer to come into like the general public. If you look at like smartphones and tablets, like it takes a while to get into like where everything is normalized.
Normalized, yes.
If you look at Google Glasses, like they launched Google Glass like many years ago, probably like 10 years ago. And now Apple's coming out with their glasses as well.
Yes.
And it's going to normalize it. Same thing happened with trading. People have been trading for decades, man. Like
Absolutely.
if you ever listen to reminiscences of a stockbroker, Jesse Livermore was trading like in 1908. That's when they were trading already.
Yeah.
Now it's more generalized and in the public.
Yes.
The same sort of a thing might even happen to crypto, where it's gone through this slump. But the countries that jump on it and utilize it to its full extent, like Lourens said as well, those are the people that's going to be the market leaders at the end of the day.
Like half that 15, like 15 is half that.
100%. Like if we can get the struggle, like the JSE, if people don't know, the JSE is actually classified as a first world exchange. It was rated like the best exchange in the world for many years. That's how we need to be in all industry. We need to be market leaders in first world countries with these things. If we can jump on this from the FSCA's point of view and actually lead the pack, I think we can consider a whole new trend globally.
Definitely spreads then from South Africa up into Africa.
And like I said, like the AI thing, like now the way AI has been designed and how many AI platforms are out there now, I say to people, there's no reason for you not to be educated. There's so many ways of educating yourself now. Free education. Why are people still paying for education? You can literally go on. If you want to become a Zapier expert, you go on Zapier, you do the university, it's for free. And then afterwards, if you're good at what you're doing, you might get a job there. Or you can automate, you can basically freelance work for yourself, do your things. That's basically where it's going. And with that technology, I tell people you have it at your fingertips. If you have it at your fingertips, educate yourself. Get to know what's going on with crypto. Because even if you don't want to, you don't have to learn about crypto. But eventually, crypto is going to come into your life.
Place a demand on you. It's gonna place a demand on your life anyway.
Whether you want it or not, it's going to be in your life, and you're going to have to deal with it, and you're going to have to work with it, and whether you understand it or not. So rather be prepared when it comes, and then educate yourself.
I think me and T, we've had many questions on why do you guys teach for free? And so, because there's this whole question about if you don't put a price to your content, then it's not worth anything. But it's exactly what you said. We are moving on, so giving people that content that for free, absolutely helping the market grow as well. Anything on your side there?
I'm just looking in the information, man. I think what we just touched on now is very important. The guys have listened to it, and you touched on how we can, create our own tokens and for future use or whatever. That was very important.
Very. And the difference between the coin and the token.
Yeah, the token, 100%. Yeah.
Just on that, so the coin obviously having more power than that specific token, right? That's the long and the short of it.
It's basically just to say that, like Ethereum, let's use Ethereum. So you get the ETH network and then obviously the ETH coin.
Yeah.
So that's why. So it's a coin because it is native to Ethereum.
Ethereum, yes.
Now, if you build on the Ethereum network, you create a token. So let's say PayPay. PayPay was created on ETH, as far as I know. So PayPay is a token. It's not a coin. But if PayPay creates their own network and they get their own native coin, then it's basically a coin.
Yeah. Got you. All our guys that are tuning in now, we are having a fantastic discussion. Lourens, Sander, Teppo, myself. We're talking about cryptocurrency. We're looking at Africa, South Africa, evolution. Maybe just for some of the guys that's watching, some of the driving forces behind the fluctuation of cryptocurrency. If we can go there.
Where do I start there? So look, if you look at the current markets, okay, so there's a lot of positive news in the current markets. Now, please note, whatever I say now,
everybody please note.
It's my personal.
No, we've got a disclaimer.
We've got a disclaimer.
It's my personal opinion.
Sure.
So there's a lot of good news in the market about crypto. I mean, BlackRock is joining in. A lot of institutions are coming in. XRP won the court case, but the prices are going down. What's going on? People were saying XRP, when they win the court case, is going to go over to $500 to $1,000. There were even some people saying $10,000 for a XRP coin. And they won the case. actually, I think XRP is now worth less than what it was when they won the case. They won the case, they shot up. I think it shot up just under 90 cents or whatever, and then it came back down. So why is that happening? Because we want the market to go up. So my personal point of view is, or what I think is currently happening, is because the institutions are now coming in, they also need to accumulate. I mean, these guys aren't stupid. They're not going to come in high and then, everyone in the world is going to dump on them. They now need to accumulate. And for me, I think the market currently is being manipulated to keep the prices low so that these guys can accumulate. And as soon as they have their whatever they want, then the prices will basically start going up. Unfortunately, that's not really what we want. That's the whole thing with crypto. So there's no manipulation going on. But the guys have the money and they know how the market works. And and we need to work with it, and we need to work with the trend. If you know the trends and you know what the guys are doing, you can also make a lot of money, and you can work with them in the background, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does. X, you wanna lean on in the driving forces, if any?
Yeah. No, not really. No, like, listen, there's similar with Bitcoin. I think there's a lot of demand. It works contrary to like any of the traditional assets. And I think it's similar to like a lot that we spoke about at the moment. I think with what we spoke about is some of the countries sort of dropping crypto sort of might have like that little bit more of a negative effect, keeping crypto down a bit. But it is exactly like what Lourens is saying as well. Like, the more of these piling in of big institutions coming, the more of because everything has a cycle, right? Everything has a bubble. New bubbles get created like all the time. Like, there's going to be a time where that specific trend is going to start like developing again in Bitcoin. Like, we've touched on Bitcoin quite a bit like over the last couple of months, and
just what you said. Are there any other cryptos you've dabbled in?
Plenty.
There was. I remember. I think it was last year or 2 years back. There was a hype on Dogecoin.
Libra, was Libra also one of them?
The frog.
Yeah, I believe so. Libra or
I've heard something about
so it was with the L.
I know Luna. Luna. Sorry, Luna. Yeah, but Luna, there was a whole project behind, and they had their own stable coin, and things went a bit south there, and that's how that whole collapsed.
Okay, gotcha.
But I mean, if you look at like PayPay came out this year. There was that one guy. There was an article. I think it was $21 or $27 he put in there, and he made something like $4 million on the money, and that's on a meme coin, and that's where I go back to the things where some cryptocurrencies literally have no use. It's pump and dump. People go in it and they just buy it, and they have that communities to do it. And then you also get the Bitcoin community. I mean, if you look at the Bitcoin community, they call them Bitcoin maxis. Now, Bitcoin maxis and me, I get along with them. I don't have any issues with them, but they have issues with centralized systems and with other cryptocurrencies, because they say all other cryptocurrencies are dead. Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency.
Sounds like Apple and Samsung. And that rivalry like starting in the market.
And I always say, like, you know what, Bitcoin maxis, and they're not going to like what I say here, but they understand Bitcoin, but they don't understand finance. Okay, there's a difference. Okay, and the thing is, they understand the technology, and when they say all other cryptos are dead, there's no use for other cryptos. Do you actually really understand the technology then? Because I mean, there is proper platforms out there which have proper real a real case, a use case, as people say. So you can't just go and say, nah, all cryptos are dead. Bitcoin is the only crypto out there. And I read a very interesting article of that where someone said in 50 years, because remember, Bitcoin is a technology and technology evolves. So in 50 years, what's going to happen with Bitcoin? Because has it evolved? Because that technology is already built. What new technology is going to be out in 50 years? So be very careful what you say, and just saying, everything is dead. There is a place for everything in this industry, especially like NFTs. That's also going to come in. Maybe the space is not there now, but there will be a space for it.
It's like blockchain is like a version 1 of the technology. Then obviously pushing on to version 2 and whatever. So then, with all that being said, I think we've really received quite a bit of a download in terms of crypto. Obviously, a summated format, but from an evolution perspective, different exchanges, difference between a coin and a token, etc. Why did you choose TD Markets? I think that's that's a very good question. Maybe just to wrap it up, why TD Markets and why did you partner with us? Yeah.
So just to make it very easy, like I said previously, I'm looking for collabs. I'm looking for people I can work with, companies I can work with, which look after their client base and that grows. I've had partners in my business, and some of the partners I had to cancel the agreements because I can't see the progress in their projects. And I'm looking for partners that progress. So I can obviously see with TD Markets where the progress is. There's a lot of other brokerages that also want the partnership. But what could they bring to my exchange? What do they bring to crypto? Yes, they do have crypto. You can trade crypto on the exchange, on their platform, and things like that. But it's not really getting my attention. So when I spoke to TD Markets obviously explained to me the whole process. So what they bring in and what they have is where my clients can move crypto from my exchange. And I'm going to use Bitcoin as an example. They can move Bitcoin from my exchange to TD Markets. They can trade in Bitcoin, not move it over to USD now or to that. They can trade in Bitcoin. And from there, they have a decision. What do they want to do with their Bitcoin? Do they want to send it back to the exchange, trade further there? Or do they want to, cash or stay with TD Markets? And the other reason I also partnered with TD Markets, and this is more on the collab side, is because we don't just want to offer people one service. But Forex is not my game. CFDs is not my game. That's not where I want to dabble in. So why must I go rebuild a whole platform and now apply for licensing on that? If I can just collab with someone and we work together, it's a lot easier working that way. So that's the way I see it.
Actually, you want to lean on that as well?
Yeah, I think like when we initially spoke to Lourens, like I think the bit account is probably one of the bigger drivers, and I don't think
it's a game changer.
It is a game changer. People don't realize that especially if you're trading, if you're holding crypto, the benefits of actually having Bitcoin as your denominating currency means you don't have that specific currency risk. Like if you're moving your money from if you normally fund with a crypto account, you move it to like a USD account, that fluctuation and that push up in Bitcoin that you're getting, you're losing out on. Where if you're trading it still in Bitcoin, as Bitcoin appreciate, you're still holding that value. And it's such a big game changer, especially from the crypto end. And like I hope, especially if there's people watching the podcast, they'll go and test it out, because it really is like a really good and massive game changer.
No, definitely. And even on our exchange, we put TD Markets there. So we built it in, basically go on TD Markets and it will basically push straight to TD Markets. Sign up is easy. I mean, like sign up. I think when I did my sign up as an organization, it didn't even take me 4 or 5 minutes to do the sign up. So sign up is quick. If you look at some of the other platforms, approval takes about 2 days. And that. So that's something that I obviously I look at. I look at what platforms you guys use. Is it worth it? Is it going to work for my clients? So I find a platform that works, and that's basically why I did the collab.
Got you. Do you want to lean on that one? Yeah.
Nah, I think, man, what we've got so far, it's good for the end user, of course, for the clients. And yeah, I mean, from here on, so you spoke about PayPay. Is it PayPay? PayPay.
Yeah.
Now, for someone who would have liked to know that information at the time, PayPay, you spoke about someone who just bought it and it went up. How could someone, where do they find the information for that? Like maybe there's another one coming up that you don't know now. Yeah. How does someone find information?
So most of these tokens people create and things, that's more on the decentralized side. So you'll never see these people just create these tokens and pop up on a centralized exchange. So there's a lot of platforms that you can look at. So the name in the industry for it is sniping. So you're sniping tokens.
Okay. It's like an IPO, but initial.
ICO. ICO, right?
Yeah, ICO. Yeah.
No, but I mean like with stocks, with companies.
Yeah, like
would be the IPO. But in this case, it's called sniping.
Yeah, so what they do is so they even get programs, like sniping programs. So as soon as someone creates a token, that thing will basically notify you and say, okay, this token has been created. And then people start putting in money in that token. So they just added liquidity to the token, or you might be the first person basically going into the token and buying, adding liquidity. And that's where the people start making that money, because they come in first. To give you an example, I don't know if you guys ever heard of SafeMoon. SafeMoon. So SafeMoon came in, they launched their token 2 years ago when we had the bull run in the market. So how I knew about it was I was on an app called 9gag. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know 9gag. 9gag is all about memes and jokes and things like that.
Like you had to just laugh. Eh?
Okay, and can you believe it? On one of the posters, it came up this thing, save me, save me, save me. And we were laughing about it. I still phoned my one friend and I said, like, you know, check this thing out. And we were laughing and said, okay, you know, let's just try it out.
Let's try it out. Yeah.
Yo, that thing shot over almost like 1,000%. You know? And that is where most of the people get the info. It's like on these platforms, because it's not listed tokens.
It's not listed.
It's communities that bring out these tokens and where they're posted.
Hence blockchain.
So
it's a community.
It all depends on the communities and who basically posted and how big that community is. So the only reason PayPay went up by that is because they had that community. If they didn't have a community, that thing wouldn't have done nothing, because there's no use case behind that token. And that's what, look, I'm not too happy about it. That's not really where I want crypto to go, because that's, you know, pump and dump. It's not a good name for the industry. But at the end of the day, now we kind of see you do get your meme coin traders, and that's what people want. They like that volatility, and they like trading those meme coins. That's all they want. Other people, they want the tech behind it. They want to follow the news. What is this company doing?
So you'd like a blend between the community and industry standards together, so that people don't just pump and dump it, and then basically say, listen, no, but according to the industry, this token or this coin is valuable, so we can actually put it up for.
So my thing where I see this industry, what my focus is, compared to the other exchanges and crypto people out there, people just either want to go into crypto or they want the traditional side. And we haven't found that middleman, that center, bringing the FSPs and the crypto FSPs together. For example, let's use a name out there, one of the big FSPs. Okay, I'm not going to name any names, okay, but a big FSP. Now, how are they going to get into crypto? Where's the middleman bringing these guys? Because they're already selling funds which have billions in the funds. Okay, how are we going to bring crypto and these guys together? And that's what we need, the middleman. And that's where I see myself coming into this picture, because I have spent so much time in the industry. I mean, since 2013, so in the traditional financial industry, and bringing all of these guys together. We already have a partnership with the FSP coming up. We haven't announced it as yet. We are waiting for licensing. So as soon as we get licensing, we will announce that partnership with a big FSP. I think I have spoken to you about it. And the plans, what we have with that. If we can pull that off, that is going to be the start of the FSPs and the crypto sides coming together and working together for the community and for the people.
100%.
That's fantastic, man.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I think you touched on YTD markets, right? And we touched on regulations as well. Was there anything else?
Yes, there was, the evolution, looking into Africa, South Africa. That 15 years, we all laughed at that 15 years it took us to get to this point. And it could be maybe slashed in half if we work with AI and people actually get onto the bandwagon.
If we can
get educated.
Push that education.
That's that education.
That's I'm speaking to everyone about education. Even at a chat with the FECA, I'm speaking to other crypto exchanges. Education. How can we push education? We can just get education out there. And I mean, I think a lot of the people don't know that there's education, and they don't know that it's for free. And that's what we're trying to tell people. Listen, guys, it's out there and it's for free. And it doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of time.
Fantastic. I don't know, guys. I think we set for this one.
Yeah.
To all the guys that have just tuned in now, thanks once again for joining myself, Teppo. We have Xander. We have Lourens the Great. We've just had a fantastic session around cryptocurrency. You can definitely get more involved. This is the first phase. Me and T will see you guys out just now. But for this, just to go around, Lourens, any final remarks on your side?
No, just basically stay safe and look out for scams, and just do the right thing. And like I say to people, I know a lot of people disagree with me, but stick with the centralized systems. I know decentralized is good, but there's a place for decentralization, and it's going to come. At the moment, I would say centralized systems is the way to go.
Got you. X, anything on your side?
Cool. All good on mine. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I think what you just said, education is more important. If they can educate themselves, then I think 5 years from now, 10 years from now, cryptocurrency will be now different from what it is now. Yeah, education very important.
Fantastic. All right, guys, we'll see you in a moment.
Cheers.
Awesome.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back.
TD
Welcome
Markets
back. Welcome
Academy
back.
podcast. Once again,
Yeah.
it's good to be with you guys. T, that was a fantastic conversation with Lourens, right?
It was a fantastic one, and I hope they're gonna enjoy it.
Uh-huh.
They are gonna enjoy it. It was a fantastic one. You know, a lot of knowledge,
Mm.
things that we spoke about, things that people didn't even know
and should know.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So you guys are gonna watch it. You know, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
I did, man.
Yeah.
Particularly around the evolution of crypto.
Yeah.
Also, you know, from a continental perspective, like what we see doing in Africa.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not 100% sure yet, because if it took 15 years, like we said,
Mm.
to get to where we are now,
Yeah.
you know, and you know what, I think what we might not have mentioned, which we could maybe on another occasion, is just talk about the economic conditions and how that affects crypto, because unemployment is high in many countries, inflation is high,
Yeah.
interest rates are high, you know, and so
Yeah, I think we should schedule for like a part 2.
a part 2
and
of
then
that,
go into those things. Yeah.
into those things,
Yeah.
because that's what we do on a daily basis. We speak to
100%.
people about the fundamentals around
Yeah,
commodities,
yeah, yeah.
indexes, etc.
Yeah.
So I think we should have dabbled a little bit, but like you said, part 2
Yeah.
we will definitely detail.
Part 2 definitely will come out. We don't know
Uh-huh.
when, but you know, keep an eye on our social media platform.
Just keep an eye.
Yeah.
So on our
My man.
front,
Yeah.
our
We've got-
tour is kicking off next week.
We've got the big tour coming up, you know,
Uh-huh.
the African tour, TD
Yeah.
Markets Academy. You've got the African tour coming up. You know, first up is Botswana. Yeah.
4th to the 8th, everybody.
Yep.
We mentioned it in episode 1.
Yeah.
We are getting ready. It's just the equipment. It's just the particular little detail that we are working on. But as far as me and T is concerned,
Yeah.
we are ready. Our energy is ready. Our spirits are ready. We want to push with you guys.
Look, man, sometimes we can't even sleep
You
properly
can't even
because we are waiting for, and you know, guys in Botswana, they're waiting for us.
Absolutely.
You know, I was in a session with a few guys from Botswana. They can't really wait.
Yeah.
They can't wait for us.
Yeah.
So you said from the 4th to the 8th.
4th to the 8th of October. We touch down the 4th.
Yep.
We will be at our
Yeah.
what do you call it? Offices. Apologies.
Yeah.
We'll be doing a couple of classes there. We'll also be doing an NFP, non-farm payroll live event, streaming that one as well, like we
Yeah.
normally do.
So that's from Wednesday to Friday, the
Aha.
4th to the 6th.
Yes. So
Yeah.
from the 4th to the 6th, it's classes, it's training, it's NFP live event. Myself and T, I know that you're going to tell us a little bit about the 7th.
100%. So after the NFP, the 7th is the big one, the seminar. All right.
Mhm.
You guys, if you're in Botswana, you can make it. Please don't miss this one. A seminar is coming up. There's some great prizes we're gonna give to the guys.
Yeah.
You know? One of them being an iPhone 15.
iPhone 15.
iPhone 15, and also a funded account, $100 funded account.
Uh-huh.
All they have to do is to, you know, RSVP for the event on the 7th.
Yes.
And also deposit into your account, deposit funds into your account. Then you're going to stand yourself a chance to win these great prizes. So
Mhm.
that's on the 7th.
That's on the 7th.
From 9 to,
To
was it
1.
1?
Yes.
From 9 to 1.
So,
right.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, it won't only be us. You know,
Mm-mm.
there's very important delegates
That will be attending and
yeah.
saying a couple of words as well. We're not going to be
100%.
saying
Okay.
anything right now. It's a
Yep.
surprise.
It's a surprise. It's a surprise. So yeah, so we have that, and then yeah, after that, it's just a networking session. You know, we're gonna be networking, get to know us a little bit better, of
Mhm.
course. And yeah, I'm looking forward, man.
Absolutely.
Looking forward,
Guys,
yeah.
we will be at the Grand Area Hotel and
Yes.
Conference Center. Don't forget that's the location. And you know, like T said, from 9 that's AM
Yeah.
to 1 PM, we'll be taking that conference center by storm. I do know that me and T, we also have a couple of things up our sleeves in terms of analysis and so forth.
Yeah, they must just be.
They must just be there.
They must just be there.
So
man,
make sure that you
know.
RSVP for the event, fund your TD account, and then obviously you stand to win those prizes, but obviously also get in with us because for that NFP, live event, and on the seminar we got something up our sleeves.
Have you been to Botswana?
No, I have not. So this will be my first time going.
it?
Yeah, absolutely.
This will be my second
Your
time.
second time?
I was there, I think in 15, 16, I can't remember, but I was there
some time ago.
It's a nice place, man. It's, it looks clean.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not saying this, disrespecting anyone, but it looks clean, man.
Yeah,
It is clean, of course.
Yes.
But yeah,
little amount of people as well. They're living there. 3 million people, I believe. Yeah, from a population perspective.
Wow.
Really nice legislation as well. But I look forward to it. I've been doing a bit of research on it.
Nice.
Just to cement myself, get a bit of understanding, especially with the people as well. Remember, when you go to different places, you got to resonate a little bit with the people. And I'm still a bit envious over the Tswana thing with you, because you can speak. I said I'm gonna keep close to you.
Yeah, look, when we get there, when we land, you're gonna speak Tswana. Right? Of course.
You can listen to this guy. Gotta take my specs off. Did you hear what he said?
You'll try and catch up.
I'm gonna give you guys an update on episode 3 on what T did the moment we landed in Botswana. Did he keep me close or did he leave me in the lurch?
Hey, man, I'll be close to home. It's close to you're like home. Yeah, but man, look, the African tour, Botswana, kicking it off. Of course, we're not gonna mention then second stop.
Second stop, guys. Comment. Remember, comment where you think we're going next.
100%.
It's after Botswana. We're looking forward to it, man. I think that's okay for today. I think we did fantastic.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna have an episode 3 coming up as well. But what's important now is the seminar.
Absolutely.
That's important. So hoping to see all of you guys there.
All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll see some of you at the seminar, and then we'll catch you on episode 3. This is myself, Ashley Reeve. That's Tepo. We are signing out.
Cheers, guys.
Ciao, ciao.